Hello everyone, hope you're doing good today. We're going to combine a little slow stitching with another thought. You know, I've been running this channel for quite some time and I've done a ton of slow stitching here and fiber art. And one of the constant questions I always get is, well, what do I do with my slow stitching? I mean, once I've made them, what do I do with them? What are they good for? And I have given all kinds of projects over the years. But you may have noticed that the focus of my channel has changed some, and I'm taking it toward the upcycling arena because I believe that slow stitching and upcycling are very best friends. They can go hand in hand, and all the things that you create so beautifully through your slow stitching that you don't have a particular project in mind for, you can use that to refashion your wardrobe. Yes, refashion your own wardrobe. Wear your beautiful work. You know, your slow stitching has a story, and like my Etsy shop is named Worn with Charm, Upcycling. It has a story to wear. And isn't that perfectly aligned with what we do with our slow stitching? We have a story behind it. We have all the ways we get the fabrics and the different things that we use and the love we put into it and the care we put into layering and clustering and just all those things. What if we could put them on our garments and wear them? We would begin to make a statement, wouldn't we? You know, the upcycling community is a lot about sustainability. To stop this fast fashion where it pours out every season a new batch of clothes, and then those go in the dump landfills, and then the next season brings another batch, and so forth and so on. And it's a waste of resources, a waste of money. It's just a waste. And upcycling helps to alleviate that. Keeps a lot of those clothes out of the landfills. A lot of that textiles getting a second and third life. We can help that movement by using our slow stitching that way, by wearing it, by attracting people to the fact that we can have our own fashion style. Now, if you want to know how some of that works out, I invite you to go over to my Etsy shop, because I have a lot of my slow stitch pieces there that are for sale, and they have mock-ups where they show them on different garments and in different ways. And you could get some ideas of what you could do with some of yours. They can be patches. They can be pockets. They can be just embellishments for sleeves, for yokes, for the front of something. They can go on the front of your totes. Just on and on in your upcycling adventure. You can have fun. Put a little, put a lot, whatever your style is. And use some of this slow stitching and combine it with the upcycling. Then we'll be in both arenas, won't we? We'll not only be slow stitchers, we'll be upcycling divas also. And won't we all be fashionable? Pretty soon I'm going to have my second back surgery, and I'm just hoping that is going to give me some mobility that I haven't had in a couple of years. And if that happens, then I'm going to be able to stand, walk around without a walker, and at least for, shorter periods of time, And then I can make some videos where I can show you some of these designs. I can create some of these upcycled designs with my slow stitching and show you how they work on actual garments. That would be fun. Wouldn't that be fun? And but until I can do that, I can just do mock-ups. And but they are very good for inspiration. They really give you an idea. And so please head over to my Etsy shop and just browse around for inspiration. Look at how some of those pieces might be displayed on garments and other things. Okay. Now, this piece is going in my shop, and it's going to be a wonderful piece. Now, it's up to the upcycler how they use it, how they finish off the edges, how they incorporate it, where they put it. But a lot of upcyclers are not slow stitchers. They don't hand sew. They can't create or haven't yet created any of these specialized pieces. So a lot of them will buy them, and because for one thing, they don't have the skill. They don't want to take the time out of what they're doing to build that skill. And they feel like they just don't have the talent for that. So that is one reason why I'm doing it, because I have found that a lot of upcyclers like a signature piece, and they will purchase it. So this will go in there for that reason, but it still leaves expression as the upcycler. They can determine how it's set into the piece, what story they want it to tell, how they want to finish it or leave it with the raw edges on it. Just the different elements like that. Upcycling fashion is getting more and more popular. So if any of you are looking for a way to make a little extra money, you might think about that. Maybe you have a way of designing your pieces into fashion pieces, and you could sell them. If you thrift for your clothing, you get it very reasonable, and then you upcycle it into something new and exciting, and people love it. So just a thought there for those who might want to create a little business. But meanwhile, that's the direction I'm taking this channel. I won't be stopping slow stitching, because my slow stitching is the basis for my upcycle pieces. But I will be talking a lot about upcycling as I go along, and also about using the artisan in each of us, because as slow stitchers, we want to elevate our pieces from just a plain slow stitch to a fiber art piece if possible. And that, as you know, over the years, I have talked so much about that, and it basically, and what components go into it to create something that's very artsy, but simply a slow stitch piece. Let's see, I need to put some more thread on my needle here. And I just think it would be very exciting to do that. You know, the slow stitch movement has been strong for a long time, but it's kind of quietening down. Most people have heard about it, and they've tried it, and a lot of them are doing it, and they love it, but the excitement is kind of slowing down. So let's create a fire back under it by coupling it with the upcycling trend, and at the same time upscaling our own wardrobes and have some fun wearing our fiber art. Now, if you do this, I sure hope you'll tell me about it, because I want to get excited about it with you. A good way to do that is to go over to my Cozy Makers Club. Now, the link for that is in the description, and the link for my Etsy shop's in the description. But go over and join. It's free, and you can post your makes, your questions. You can see what other people are doing. I post a lot there, so you'll get more information that I don't post here over there. And we just have fun together. Okay, it's a more community-driven place than YouTube is, and more interactive. So let's do this. Let's do this together, okay? Now, also, there is a group over on the platform where I have the Cozy Makers Club. There's another group called the Fashion Upcycling Rebels. I'm a part of that. It's a beautiful group, and it's all about upcycling. So you can learn a lot there by and it's free to join, and get lots and lots and tons of inspiration there. Stuff going on all the time. So between here and there, you'll get all the information, all the inspiration you need to jump on this boat with me, okay? And let's do both. How are you liking this piece? I'm loving it. The like I said, the link for that is in the description. It's the Fashion Upcycler Rebels, and you are going to love it. That's all I can say. You're going to love it. It's one of the friendliest places, and people are so helpful, and we've got great artisans over there and so much talent, and you'll just love it. So join both. They're free. Hang out when it's convenient, and you'll love the journey. That's all I can say. You'll love the journey. You know, as most of y'all know, I'm 80 years old, and I've been doing this a long time. And this last year, with so much health problem, and I just, it was hard to get excited about anything until I started thinking about combining my slow stitching with upcycling, fashion upcycling. And then the fire started burning again. And isn't that exciting? To be excited again over something that you've been doing for decades. Okay? One thing is that I can share what I've learned while I still can. And I can share my pieces, which will inspire others. And to show you, as I've always tried to do, that there's an artisan in every one of us. And if you just do you very well, it will come out. And you will be so proud to wear it if you put it on your fashion upcycling program. All right. That's enough of that. Let's see here. All I have to do is come around this corner and catch this side, and this piece is done. Isn't that exciting? Don't you love getting to the end of a piece? What this does is, there's a difference between making something and bringing something to life. And for me, when it comes to fashion upcycling, slow stitching, fiber art is what does that. It transforms it from a simple upcycle to a piece of wearable art. It isn't, just about sewing the garment or anything like that. It's about designing and seeing and using your skills to put that touch in there. When you take a sewn factory-made garment and you upcycle it and you use some of your slow stitching in it, that hand stitching takes center stage. People love it. They can't stop touching it. Their eye goes to it first. And it's just amazing to watch people. The difference in just a plain upcycled garment with, layers and ruffles and all the stuff that they put on them, and one that actually incorporates some fiber art, some handmade, slow-stitched fiber art. There is a ton of difference the way people approach it, look at it. It's just amazing. People appreciate it, even though they don't do it themselves. They love it, okay? It changes the way we design, slow stitching does, because it focuses on us to take the time. There's no rushing slow stitching. So we have to take the time to make pieces, devote the love we feel into those stitches, and build something beautiful out of nothing. And in that slowing down, something remarkable happens. We create pieces that people see differently. They notice texture. They let the piece talk to them when they're not used to doing that. They become aware of hand sewing. And those pieces are not static. They become conversation pieces. People talk about them. They ask about them. This is where upcycling shifts from a craft to artistry. Because instead of covering flaws, we begin to highlight them. That worn edge becomes a story. Doesn't it? We use that. We know that. That patch becomes a focal point. Every slow stitcher knows that as they're working along, they listen to their piece. When they're layering, they're wondering, okay, what does it need next? What does it want to be? And so this becomes part of the story of the pieces that we make. Let's see here. What else can I tell you that might help you? Well, I really don't know, because really it's a matter of, what you like. But I just think all of us girls like to dress pretty. And how much prettier could we get than our own creations, okay? And how fun it is when you wear those. One thing about wearing upcycled clothing is it creates conversations. And when it has artisan pieces, fiber art, slow stitching, hand sewing, it creates even more conversations. So in the world of upcycling, slow stitching doesn't just elevate the design. It reveals the artistry behind the upcycling trend. It's not just about sustainability. It's about sustainability with flair, with pizzazz. And that's what we want to do. All right. I have this one finished. I love it. The textures are very nice. I have got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different pieces on here besides the background piece. Isn't that pretty? Love it. Just love it. All right. I've been on my bandwagon long enough. All my slow stitchers out there, stick around. We're going to do a lot of slow stitching, but I'm going to show you how to incorporate them, make them so they will pizzazz up your wardrobes too. We're going to combine our slow stitching with our upcycling. Let's start a trend, okay? Till next time. stay scrap happy.